Okay, I think we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to another Mods Weekly Rundown, where we're going to go over everything that you need to know about what happened with mods this week and what's going on currently for MechWarrior 5 Mercs mods. Let's see, so we'll start off. I'm going to talk about the big important changes you need, or anything with the major mods that you need to know about this week, or not necessarily need to know about, but just what was happening with the major mods that most people are using. I figured that's kind of the most important thing we'll get out of the way early on. Before we even go into that, though, I do want to talk about a few points of news or things that you should just be aware of as far as mods are concerned. Firstly, regarding the revamped weapons and quirks mods, Lil Tex, the mod creator of those mods, is on somewhat of a hiatus from what I hear. Currently, he has some stuff going on with real life, so those mods are not going to be updated anytime soon. I'm guessing, and so what I'm doing is I'm gonna switch back to just using the regular yet another weapon and yet another clan weapon. The yet another revamped quirks, as far as I understand, should still work okay. The revamped weapons will not work. I'm pretty sure it'll just crash your game. Haven't even tried it myself. But from what I'm told, and I haven't tried this, but from what I'm told, the revamped quirks mod should still work just fine. Let me know in the comments if you guys are using it, if it seems to be working fine, or if it's been causing issues for you, because I'd really like to know. It's definitely nice to have something that does a little more with quirks for the mechs in the game. So I really liked having that mod. But yeah, real disappointing that we're not getting the revamped weapons mod updated anytime soon. Maybe somebody else can take over keeping it updated and working. I don't know. I was a big fan of that mod though, so I'm hoping it comes back in some form or another. Second thing I want to talk about. This is kind of cool. You won't find this on Nexus, but if you go to the YAML Discord, yet another MechWarrior 5 server, you will find under test builds for non-YAML, there's a very interesting mod here. And like I said, not on Nexus, but if you come in the Discord, you can find Disembark Mech public test builds. I'm probably going to be doing a separate video on just this mod. Haven't tested it myself yet. Took a quick look, had somebody mention it to me. I think it might have been in this stream a week or two ago, or it may have been in my other stream or comments or something. But anyways, really interesting. Take a look at it, guys. As far from what I understand, this mod will essentially allow you to jump out of your mech in the middle of a mission and jump into, I guess, potentially other mechs that don't have pilots in them, or vehicles that you can find just, scattered around the mission that aren't currently active, but they're like empty vehicles around the mission. You can get in a vehicle, things like that. So this sounds really cool. Like I said, I haven't actually tried it myself yet, but that is on my list of things to do. As soon as I get a little bit of free time, I'm going to download that and check it out. But it was mentioned to me by another mod creator. I don't think it was this mod creator themselves, and I don't know who this is. I'm not familiar with them. But AT Strategist, I think, was the user on YouTube who mentioned this to me. Really cool. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. It seems like some people are really loving it. So if you guys are interested, definitely go check that out and give me your feedback. Let me know what you think of it. If you had any problems with it, I really want to know. So please come back, leave a comment to this live stream. It'll stay as a recording on my channel. Come back, leave a comment, let me know what you think of it, and then I will update you guys next time. So that'll pretty much do it for the pieces of news for this week. The only other major thing is just that we had the update or patch 2 or whatever it is for MechWarrior 5 DLC 7. That update broke a lot of the mods, especially some of the major mods. So a lot of the mods have now come out with fixes for the things that were broken by that update. So you'll see that a lot this week in the updates to the mods. Anything that was updated this week, a lot of it had to do with fixing that. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So the major mods that we have that were updated this week, you have Coyote's Mission Pack. Most people are using this. Really cool mod. Obviously, it adds a lot of new mission types and things. This week, the only things that were really updated with it, though, is just the update compatible. So, as I was just saying, this makes the mod compatible with the recent game update that broke a lot of the mods. So, you definitely, if you're using this mod, you definitely want to have this latest version so that it will continue to work for you. Pilot Overhaul Eternal. A lot of people really like this mod. With the new pilot system and the academies and stuff, it's not quite the same as what it was before. It's still being worked on, still being updated. But anyways, they did some stuff here. Nothing real major, mostly some fixes and things, like dead pilots still showing up in the barracks, that sort of stuff. So nothing real major there, but go ahead and pick up this version if you haven't already, because you'll want to be using the latest for that. Lore-based mech variants. We had an update for this one, just fixed a quick issue with the Bull Shark in relation to YAML. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the only thing that you mentioned there. So update there. The Bull Shark is a really cool mech. I'm liking it a lot. Let's go ahead. That is a mech. Well, anyways, I think I did a mech spotlight on that a long time ago when it was first released through the mods. I can't remember for sure, but anyways, now we have, I think, don't we now have an actual Bull Shark in the game? No. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of something else. Anyways, Bull Shark is one of my new favorite assault mechs. It's really a powerful mech when you build it out right. I don't see an image of it here, but I think there's one, yeah, on Legendary Mech. That's a Bull Shark right there. So, cool mech. Let's go ahead and move on. Yet another equipment collection. This is the revived version. So if you caught the stream last week, I discussed how we had a couple changes to the yet another equipment collection mods. There used to be 3 different ones. There was the original that was no longer really being kept up to date. There was the revived version, this one created by the same creator who created Yagdam, yet another goddamn mech mod. She created Empress Daystar, I believe. Yeah, Daystar. She made this version of equipment collection because the old one wasn't being updated, and this one was basically made with some with a focus on tabletop versus what was it, Rogue Tech or something like that. Yeah, instead of Rogue Tech. So essentially, instead of focusing more on stats that were similar to Rogue Tech, this version focuses more on stats that are similar to tabletop, and also it, I believe, plays a little bit better with the loadouts and mechs that she has in her other mod, Yagdam. So, because I typically use Yagdam, I decided to go ahead and use this one. I haven't really had any issues with it. The tabletop versions seem good enough to me. Let me know in the comments, though, if you guys prefer one version over the other, if you like the original version or if you like this version, if you like the tabletop values versus the Rogue Tech values. I'm not 100% sure what the differences are. I'll have to do some research into that, but if you guys already know, do me a favor and let me know what those differences are. I'm sure you could just read through here and you'll find out. I might do that sometime later. Anyways, so we did have an update for this mod. I was going to say the only things that really, I think it was just patched for the latest version of the game. Yeah, patched for the game. Compatibility setting for Slick Suite. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Compatibility with something. And that's about it. So a few stat fixes here and there, but anyways, if you're using that mod, get the latest version there. But like I said, there's 2 versions now for that one. The yet another equipment collection Eternal is no longer being updated. It's been deprecated to where that's an obsolete version because the original version is now being updated again. So you have a choice between the original version or this version that focuses more closely on using tabletop values. Finally, we have yet another legendary mech. This is a mod that I really like. I just want to look at these Bull Sharks real quick because I actually haven't looked at these screenshots before, even though I have played with the Bull Shark. What a cool mech. That is awesome. Oh, I got to get me one of those. I really like that model. That was cool. That's a pretty good one too, but I like this. What is this one? The War Ghoul. Yeah, I got to find me one of those. All right, so the updates to this mod this week: adjusted Starshot legendary spawn rarity. I guess there was an issue with the spawn there. It was accidentally bulk edited along with the Warhawk, so it was spawning with clans. Not 100% sure on the story, but the backstory to that one, to that particular legendary mech. I guess it's not supposed to spawn with clans. It's supposed to be an inner sphere version. Anyways, repack. I don't even know what mech it is. I was assuming it was a Warhawk legendary, but maybe it's not even. I don't know. And then also repackaged for the hotfix that we had to the game for DLC 7. Like I said, broke a lot of the mods, so a lot of these updates this week are going to be dealing with that. He says here he's not even sure he needed to do this, but better safe than sorry. Yep. So that covers it for the major mods updates you need to know about. Now we'll just go through any new mods or other mods that were updated this week that aren't major mods or mods that I'm particularly using. So we had adjustable weapons. This is a mod that just works and it can work with YAML, adds firing modes. So I might want to check this out as a replacement to revamped weapon. I'm not 100% sure yet. I haven't looked it just came out 24. Actually, I think it was released a little earlier today, and then I think this one 24 minutes ago was an update to fix something. But anyways, looks interesting. I may have to play around with that and see if I like it or not. I am looking for something that offers additional firing modes now since revamped weapon is out. I really liked that capability in the game. I thought that added a lot more complexity to your playstyle without having to spend hours chasing specific things, right? Subtle HUD. This looks really nice, nicely done. It basically it looks like it just makes the HUD elements a little smaller and maybe a little more transparent or something, but essentially it just makes it so they're less intrusive, as it says here in the description. So that's kind of a cool mod, just released this week as well, brand new. Here's another one brand new this week. Extended negotiations allows negotiating into negatives to gain points or up to twice above normal limits. And actually this was not this week. This one was released last week, but we did get a new update to it. It is a new mod that we've gotten very recently. So if you guys are looking for something like that, there you go. Mech model fixes, another brand new mod for the gargoyle. There was another one, I think it was for the executioner. This one deals with the gargoyle specifically. I think it's just a couple of the 3D model issues, some clipping or whatever. I don't know exactly, but nothing major. But if you want it, there you go. What else do we have that's new this week? You got another update for Thunder of Succession Wars. It's another sound mod, kind of in the spirit of the old, what was it? Something Succession Wars, Sounds of the Succession Wars or something like that. I'm not big on the sound mods, I'll be honest. I've tried a few of them in the past. They end up making the game sound a little off because there's usually a few bugs here and there. So I just ignore them altogether. But if you like the sound mods, that's probably something worth checking out. What other new stuff do we have this week? Oh, Zatara Clan Super Heavy Mechs. Zatara, you guys might know him for his Zatara Muschaos. I don't even know what name he goes by, because Zatara is the name of the mods. So, but originally I used to think that was his name, and but his name on here is Muschaos, and then on YouTube it's something completely. Anyways, I'm horrible with names. But yeah, this mod now. So he has a mod that adds a bunch of inner sphere super heavies. It basically takes like heavy mechs and assault mechs from the inner sphere and then supersizes them to make them super heavies. This is essentially doing the same thing, but with the clan mechs that we now have in the game. So if you like playing with the super heavy mechs, check that out. I think it's really cool. I would like to have a way, and I don't know if it's possible, I'd like to have a mod setting where you could have only super heavy mechs spawn. And this might be possible with, what's the mod I'm thinking of? The one that allows you to adjust spawn rate of stuff. If I think of it, I'll mention it. Anyways, it'd be cool to play where it's only super heavies, right? Because now with this mod, the super heavies from YAML and the super heavies from Yagdom, you have quite a number of super heavy mechs you could play with. Well, what if we just play with only super heavy mechs? So now your light mechs are basically 100-ton mechs, and your assault mechs are now 210-ton mechs, and you have that whole range in between. I thought that'd be kind of cool, but I don't know if that's possible with current mod options. Somebody might have to add that ability in. Yet another legendary mech we already talked about. We got an update for that mod. Adder animation fix. I guess this fixes an issue with the walking or running with the adder. I didn't notice anything. I haven't checked it out, but if it's bugging you, then there you go. You now have a fix. What else do we have that's new this week? You got update to MechWarrior 2 Betty. Immersive comms. This is a new mod. Apparently makes them look less like RPG dialogue, the comms when they pop up. I don't know. I didn't think they really did, but anyways, I guess that changes them somehow. Kind of hard to tell in the. I guess it makes it look like part of your actual HUD rather than just a pop up on the screen. I haven't really looked at it though, but yeah, maybe check that out. Equipment collection revived. We already talked about that. Adjustable HUD colors. This is a fairly new mod. Got an update this week. If you're not using Von HUD, you might like to check that out. Aiming is hard. Here's a new mod this week. If aiming is hard for you, this mod was made for you. It's going to give you some high-powered aiming assistance. So if you want absolute easy mode for this game, check that out. Let's see. Let's go to the next page. I think we got like a few mods here, about half a page. Yeah. Harder contract terms. This is another new mod. If the game is too easy for you, so go in the other direction from the last mod we just talked about, or just mentioned. If the game is too easy for you, check this out. This gives you less of rewards for your missions. So, you know, that'll make the game harder for sure. Lore-based mech variants. Yeah, lore-based. We talked about that up here. I may have skipped this one. Anyways, no, I think we did, right? What was the changes to this? The bull shark changes. Yep, that's right. Okay. Pilot overhaul eternal we talked about. Coyote's mission pack we talked about. Merc Tech. If any of you play Merc Tech, I haven't played this in a long time. Just because I preferred YAML, as apparently most people do. But Merc Tech was really a cool idea back in the day. I think it's highly tabletop based. They've kind of overhauled it since I played it, so I'm not really sure what exactly it's like anymore. But if you guys are interested, it got an update. What else do we have that's new? Anything? These are just updates, all updates here. Yeah, update to classic mech collection, quirk pack if you guys need quirks for your classic mechs. Better mission choices. I like that mod. I'm using it. I think that's the one I was thinking of, right? Better mission choices. No, that's not the one I was thinking of before. But yeah, this is good if you're trying to just get a wider range of mission difficulties within a combat zone. So really helpful though. That pretty much covers everything that's new or important updates for this week. So now adjustable battle values. Thank you. That was the mod I was trying to think of the name of, and it was on the tip of my tongue and I couldn't think of it. So thank you a lot. What is your name? Boardman. JF3 Boardman. Cool. I don't think I've seen you in the stream before, but welcome. And thank you for reminding me of what that was. Adjustable battle values. I might be able... No, I don't even think that would do it. Yeah, I need a mod that would allow me to set it so that only super heavy mechs spawn. How about that? Somebody make that mod for me and let me know. Thanks. Anyways, at this point, we're going to go ahead and jump into what my mod loadouts currently are. So for my single player playthrough, when that starts, and yes, it still has not started yet. I was going to start recording today, but I got really busy with work stuff. So didn't get around to it. I'm going to try and get some recordings done soon though, so we can get the next playthrough started on the channel. Right now, these are all the mods that I have downloaded and installed in preparation for starting that next playthrough. Better mission choices is currently turned off. When I need it, I will turn it on. But for starting the game, I don't know if I'll need it yet. We'll see it because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to be starting the new playthrough. But anyway, so that's off for right now. But, you know, turn that on if you want. These are in default load order. The other preset that we have, DLC 7 co-op. If you're watching my co-op stream and you're wondering what mods we're using, these are the mods we're currently using in the order we're using them for our co-op stream. So you guys can take a look through those and copy those if you're trying to match what we're doing for the co-op stream. And that pretty much covers it. So let me think. Co-op stream. As far as that goes, I'll give you a little bit of update on that. So if you didn't catch the very end of last week, this week we're going to be, we have one more mission. I think it's the very last mission of the campaign, the new DLC 7 campaign. We're going to try and finish that. And then we're going to start a new playthrough. That new playthrough is going to start, if I remember right, like 10, 15 years before the clan invasion. We're going to build up our ideal lance of mechs. Hopefully a lot of assault mechs and heavy mechs, because we're going to need them. And this is a fully modded playthrough. And then when we get to the invasion, we're going to go through the whole campaign again with our own custom mechs, unlike the playthrough we are currently finishing. So that's the plan, guys. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Again, please let me know if you guys test out this Disembark mech mod. I'd like to know how that is and where it's going, because there's not a lot of information on it here. But yeah, I got to look into that more. There's a couple of the other mods that I mentioned, you guys, that if you try it, please give me an update on your experience with those mods, if I mentioned them as we were going through all these. That'll do it for today, guys. Hopefully I'll see you on the co-op stream on Thursday, but if not, I will see you next Sunday for another weekly mod rundown.